Hello everyone. So our project is named as Dplots. So what we are trying to build using this project is we are making a real estate investment feasible for everyone using blockchain. So the problem with real estate investment is that you need a lot of money to actually purchase a real estate and then give it to someone living on a rent. So to solve this problem, what we are thinking of is can we divide a real estate into certain parts and then each part could be held by a particular person. So a person can invest not on the entire real estate, but only a certain portion of the real estate and can get the benefits of benefits like having the rent of that real estate part to himself. So how do we solve this using blockchain? So this is our portal Dplots. So let's register onto the portal. So for registering, we are using Arcana Auth for this. So let's connect our wallet. For this, I'll do a social login because not everyone has MetaMask. So we'll do a social login with this. Click on get link. And this will send us an email using Arcana and using which we can log in very easily. So let's click on login. Once we are logged in, our public address from the Arcana auth will be automatically filled. We can enter all our other details. Now we can click on register. So clicking on register, this will pop up the Arcana auth wallet using which we can sign the transaction. This makes the authentication super easy for the user. So once the transaction has been made, you will be redirected to the dashboard where you can see all the information of the user. So we can see the information of the user as well as the holdings and sellings of a particular user. So the holdings would mean in which particular plots the user has certain parts invested in, and the sellings would be if a user wants to sell a stock. So let's imagine that this user is owning a plot and he wants to sell this plot in this market so that other people can buy shares of this plot and basically can invest. So let's sell a plot. So we need to enter the name of the plot, the address, the percentage to distribute. So let's suppose I'm distributing the entire 100%. The coordinates for that physical plot and the available stock. So I'm going to sell all 100 of it at a selling price of this much. And what would be the rent amount for anyone living on rent? So let's decide the rent amount too, and let's click on sell plot. So this will again pop up our Arcana Auth wallet, and let's approve this transaction. So once we sell the plot, if we check out this page again, so you can see that my sellings are, I'm distributing 100% of my plot. And also we can see that currently no one has invested in it. So I'm currently holding the 100% share of this. Now I have also created another users for this. So this is another user. This user doesn't have any holdings and sellings. So let's purchase a part of that plot. So go to buy holdings where we can see that particular plot, all the details about it, the total quantity and the buyable quantity. Let's buy a certain percent of this. So we can see all the details of the plot, and 100% is there for selling. The selling price is this. So I want to buy, let's suppose 20% of this. Click on buy and let's approve the transaction. So once the transaction has been approved, I could see now that 100% is reduced to 80%. If I go to my dashboard, if I go to my dashboard, under my holdings, I'll see 20% is there with me. And similarly, if the owner goes to his dashboard and refreshes the page, then you can see it's reduced to 80%. So now the owner holds only 80% of his, 20% is given to someone else. Now with another user, let's buy the same plot. Let's buy some percent of it. So out of the remaining 80%, let's buy 10%. Click on buy. And then let's approve the transaction. Now, if I see only 70% of the plot is remaining, and it would be reflected on other pages as well. So now the owner has 70% of it, and the other users will have 20% and 10% respectively. So let me go to the dashboard. Yeah. Now let's suppose someone wants to live on rent on a particular plot. So let's suppose this user wants to rent on a plot. So what he can do is go here under this plot. He can click on rent plot, and after he has rented, he can go. Now that user can pay rent per month for this. So the rent that we have inserted for this plot is 15,000. So the user can pay rent. Now this rent the user pays would be distributed to all the three users, the owner and the other two investors in that plot, according to the percentage that they have. So for this we are using Superfluid. So let's sign this transaction, and then let's approve this. So now the changes would be done on Superfluid side.
So the next step, once the rentee pays the rent, is the distribution of this rent to the owners of that particular plot or that particular real estate in the proportion of their holdings. For this, we'll be using instant distribution agreement, which is powered by Superfluid. So Superfluid makes this recurring one-to-many distribution scalable. It does that by letting a sending account assign proportions to many receiving accounts and then distribute tokens to them on the basis of the set proportions in one and a single transaction. So for that, we have come to the Superfluid console. Firstly, I'll add the contract address, the deployed contract address. This is the address, and it has been deployed on Polygon testnet. Once I l- look at the indexes, you will find that we have one particular distribution of 15,000 fake DIXs. And if we go into the details, you can see here this 15,000 uh, uh, token is distributed amongst the three different account holders. The first account holder or the first user has around 70% of owner of the entire distribution. The next one has 20%, and the next 10%, and the total 15,000 token is distributed accordingly. The one who which has 70% has 10,500 tokens, and so on and so forth. And if we look into the details of each distribution, you can find the subscriber, basically the one who receives the tokens, and the publisher, who is basically the publisher who is sending the tokens.